always, Chris Lawrence comes into a great applause from his great support. Chris Lawrence is one of those guys that I do know personally outside the ring. He's a very, very nice young man and very committed to his boxing. Martin Hillman and Neil Leach. Chris Lawrence's corner. Neil Leach was my amateur coach. Very good trainer, so he's in good hands. Tallosi starting with a bit of gesturing, very, very strange style. It's almost like a fencer with his stance. Catches Matthews there with a little check left hook. He's looking like he's going to be an awkward opponent here. Tallosi is very unorthodox and flinging his hands around, gesturing. Chris doing the right thing for me, standing off and taking his time. You don't need to rush in against these sort of guys. That's what they want. They're going to catch you in, and as he throws a shot there, luckily Lawrence had his guard up and didn't catch clean. I've been in against an opponent similar to Tallosi, very awkward, and it can really, really put you off your game when you see someone so unorthodox in front of you. But it's a good test of for Chris Lawrence. Tallosi comes forward, winging his shots, not really putting together anything too clean, but winging away and all arm shots. Nothing that should really bother Chris Lawrence, and rightly so. Chris Lawrence doesn't look too bothered, and getting back on his boxing stance, ready and waiting. As I was saying, I've fought with guys like Tallosi before, and very awkward. They can really put you off your game, but all you got to do is just carry on doing what you're doing, not get drawn into anything. And yeah, he's sent Chris Lawrence back there with a jab, but he wasn't hurt. He was just off balance. And Tallosi just winging away and not doing anything clean. He's very unorthodox. Even his shots, the way they come out, and slaps, and it's not pretty to watch. But as his record says, it can be effective at times. For me, again, Chris Matthews is back to his boxing, and it's a really awkward one for me. It's not really. I don't really know what to say about this one. I've never really, well, apart from, like I say, I've been in the ring against someone like, when you see it from the outside of the ring, it's just a strange thing to have anything to say about. He's doing some really, really strange things that it's good to see that Chris Matthews is not really being put off by it, but it must be playing on his mind. You can't really see what you're doing against these sort of guys. Chris Matthews comes in there, putting some shots together and catches Tallosi, but nothing too clean from either of the guys in the first round, so it comes down to whether you want to score for Tallosi winging away and smashing into Lawrence's guard, or whether you want to go for Lawrence's slicker boxing. Yeah, lovely shot there from Lawrence. Doesn't want to get too trigger happy with that right hand. He needs to pick his shots right here. This guy's definitely waiting for his opportunities. There's no count there from the referee. Rightly so, it's a slip. Tallosi did look slightly phased there by the power of the shot that Chris Lawrence caught him with. Was a decent shot over the top and round the back of the head. They're not the easiest ones to ride. Yeah, good head movement there from Chris Lawrence. Again, Tallosi just winging away. They're almost illegal shots, really. He's slapping, and not something you see much in a professional gym, and even an amateur gym. He would have probably been thrown out of the ring by now with slapping like he does. But professional game's slightly different. There is a little bit more leniency with the sort of shots you can throw. But just fell short there from Chris Lawrence. It's the right idea though. That's the sort of shots that he's going to. If he catches Tallosi with one of those shots, I can imagine they're a fight end of them shots. And again, these shots sound like they're hurting a lot more than they actually are, because they are slaps, and it's the cup of the glove that's catching and making the noise. I've been really impressed with Chris Lawrence in this round. He's kept his composure and put his shots together well, and I can't imagine he's enjoying it much. I do feel for him a bit. It is awkward to fight these kind of guys. He does seem to be getting a foothold in this fight though, and he seems to be showing that he has got the class to best Tallosi. Yeah, for me, a good round there for Chris Lawrence. I'll give him that round quite clearly. First round I wasn't too sure on. I think maybe slightly just because of the work rate I'd have to go with Tallosi, but like I say, he wasn't catching Chris Lawrence with anything of note, and nothing that should have been scored, but it's just a little bit more work rate. But for me there, Chris Lawrence sticking to his boxing and doing the right thing, and picks up the second round, so 1-1 on my card. Again, touching gloves and showing the respect to each other. It's good to see that. I mean, boxing is a sport where you get in there and you are punching each other and trying to hurt each other and trying to do damage, but the respect shown between boxers is probably more than any other sport in the world. It's such a great sport to be involved in. See, that for me is where I'd like to see Chris Lawrence just put his shell up, cover his face with his guard, let Tallosi wing away and wear himself out a little bit. He's not going to score with them sort of shots, not when he's landing on the gloves anyway. And maybe just wait for a little lull in the action and pick a shot over the top. Chris Lawrence just getting a little bit trigger happy with that right hand over the top. I'd like to see him coming off a jab or a double jab. He's more prone to be getting caught on the counter with throwing wild shots like that. Do you know what though? He threw a left hook there, completely missed, but managed to keep his balance. That shows great core strength there from Chris Lawrence, and just a little thing like that shows it's good indication that he's been putting the work in the gym, and it's good to see. Comes in with a little right to the body there, and Chris Lawrence again picking him his boxing, picking the better shots. Great shot there from Lawrence, catching him on the way out. The gum shield of one of the fighters have lost their gum shield. I think it's Tallosi. Lawrence there doing the right thing, taking his time in the corner, taking his deep breaths. He nearly caught Tallosi out there. He was torn between two minds whether to touch his glove or take a shot, but he I mean, you don't get no points for respecting this game, but it is nice to see. And again, Chris Lawrence picking the shots really well now. Just falling in on the shots. He's maybe a little bit too eager to impress here, Chris Lawrence, but he doesn't need to be. He's winning this round quite clearly for me. He's put the better shots together, and although Tallosi has thrown a few of his little I don't really know what to call them, but flurries of arm shots, he's not really done anything in this round that could be called scoring shots. And Chris Lawrence again for me, with the better boxing and more confident stance, taking the round for me. Tallosi looks tired now, and you can imagine the last round coming up very soon. The end of the third. Tallosi very, very tired now. He leans against the ropes and doesn't look like he's enjoying this much. He was enjoying it in the first round when he was doing all his gesturing and his funny arm actions, but yeah, he's tired now, and that's something that Chris should really capitalise on, really put it on him and maybe force a stoppage. Leach giving instructions to Chris Lawrence. Well, like I say, Neil's a very, very experienced trainer, and he's in good hands there, Chris Lawrence. It's very good to see. I'd imagine here that Chris Lawrence might want to pick up the pace as the round goes on and try and force a stoppage. For me, he's 2 rounds to 1 in Chris Lawrence's favour. Again, Chris Lawrence sitting off and trying to pick his shots and looking the more experienced fighter, even though Tallosi has the more fights. It's Chris Lawrence has definitely seen showing more experience here tonight. I'd like to see Lawrence just trying to pick his jab a little bit better. He seems to be just trying to walk into range and throw the shots, and gets caught there with another one of Tallosi's arm flurries. Again, all landing on the gloves, not anything you can score. Yeah, good jab in there from Lawrence, just doing enough to put him off. Not really catching Tallosi clean with the jab. Oh, great shot, right hand over the top there from Lawrence, and knocked Tallosi's head back. Very good shot that. Lawrence switching to southpaw for a short second, not opting to throw any shots out of that stance, and gone back to his orthodox stance. And see there, he's thrown his arm out as almost like pouring the jab into thin air, but trying to put Tallosi off with that. But I'd rather see him trying to land with the jab and win the fight on that. As I thought, Tallosi was very tired in the last round. It looks like he's sort of taking this round in his stride and trying to catch his breaths and trying to make this round as easy as he possibly can for himself. Again, he's causing problems here for Lawrence. I don't think Tallosi's winning the round by any means, but he's still there, and he's still as awkward as he was in the first round. It's good to see Chris Lawrence staying so composed under what is a lot of pressure in front of his home crowd, and what he's got in front of him is a very unorthodox, very awkward fighter. And as I said earlier on in the fight, it can really, really put you off, but Chris Lawrence has dealt with it really well. That was a very, very horrible shot to get caught with. That one came from almost down by the canvas, that left hand. That's a hard round to score, that. For me, I think Chris Lawrence, you've got to go with him there, just with the more orthodox boxing. It's going to be interesting to see what the referee scorecards read after this one. I've got it 3-1 to Chris Lawrence. It was a close fight. Wouldn't be surprised if one of those rounds was a draw. The first round and last round, it's so hard to score with the sort of style that Tallosi's got. It's really hard to know what to give, but like I say, the referee.
39-37 in favour of the winner, Chris Lawrence in the red corner.
Yeah, Chris Lawrence for me rightfully getting the decision. Very, very composed performance there against what is a very awkward and tough opponent.
For the fighter from Budapest, Gyula